your little mics on here should be green. And then have we got online here?
Ian Wilson.
Ian Wilson joining us online. We are live too. I'm sure there'll be hundreds of people watching.
Zoomed away.
Do I have another? No, this is not. Okay, opening karakia. Whakataka te hau, ki te uru, whakataka te hau, ki te tonga, kia mā, kina ki uta, kia mā, taratara ki tai, te ana, ana tā te kura, he tio, he ruka, he hauhu, tūtura whiti ka maua, ki tina, hui e, tā ie.
Getting better at unison.
It wasn't too bad. But yeah, I think we could get better, even better. All right, so first up, on page 3, we have the receipt of the CEDM, CEG minutes. We are receiving the minutes and adopting the recommendations therein. Does anybody who was there have any corrections or questions or want to talk about anything within those? Yes, there are none. Could I have a mover, please?
Happy to move.
Thank you. Seconder. Thanks, Neil. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? There are none. Item number 2, Timo quarterly report.
Chairman, I'll just interrupt you if you can.
Yes, you may.
Just while we're dealing with minutes, I noted we met on the 7th of August and then we met again on the 11th of September. And at neither of those two meetings have we passed minutes. So at the 11th of September, we should have passed the minutes for the 7th of August to confirm them. And then today, shouldn't we be confirming the minutes from the 11th of September?
Those have been passed through the CE. Apparently that's normal practice.
Yeah, because it's pre-election.
Oh, because it was pre-election.
Because we didn't have council. This is new council, essentially.
So it's a final meeting, the chair and the CE sign them off.
So I can follow that up with Steve, but
Yeah, because wouldn't this joint committee have to approve them?
I don't have enough information, I'm sorry. But we can, if that's the case, we can bring it back to the next meeting for them to be approved.
Could we approve them now, just in case we have to?
The 7th of August ones could well have been approved at the 11th of September, but they weren't.
I think the 11th of September, was that the extraordinary meeting?
Yeah, that was
Extraordinarily short meeting.
It was, yeah. So let me follow up on that.
Let's just approve all previous minutes, just in case. I'll move that. Can someone second it?
For what, sorry?
Well, we'll just approve the minutes, just in case we've missed
Sorry,
it.
Chair, we probably should have them in front of us.
Yeah, I think so.
To be able
If
to
we need
approve
to bring them back for approval, we can do it at the next joint committee meeting.
Thank
We
you.
might be approving
Yeah,
3.
that's correct. Or receiving and approving.
Yeah.
Fine, good with that?
No, not receiving, approving.
Yeah, but there'll be some from Keg that is also in that cycle, so.
Yeah. We'll do.
Sorry, we would have to receive because it's not the full committee from the triennium, wouldn't it?
Yep.
True.
2 new members.
Yeah,
True.
but we'll worry about that detail when they come. The officers will sort.
I won't be losing any sleep over it.
Nor will I.
Rest assured. Okay, let's move on to this item. This is yours, Todd?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll leave it in your capable hands.
Kia ora. I will take the report as read and just provide a couple of highlights for it. Just noting the group plan that we approved on the 11th of September is loaded onto our website now, and we've just done a very short limited print run just due to costs, but it is a downloadable printable copy off our website, which is great. So really nice to have that all ticked off. Annual training budget for us that we received from NEMA, just let you know their final invoice for the year, because it's calendar year we invoice that for, will be done this month. We just completed 2 other training sessions this month, so they're just closing off to do that invoice. Noting we are on track to spend that full $62,500 plus an extra 8K received out of NEMA, so nearly just over 70 grand for training fund for the calendar year for 2025, which is pretty good. Other just points of note is our response SharePoint that we've developed in-house is about to go live in the new year, which councils will get access to. So new look, new feel, make it easy for our volunteers to access response documents. Also highlight the partnership agreement we signed with Ngā Iwi o Taranaki this year. Pretty exciting times working with Ngā Iwi and how we collaborate together in that iwi Māori space, plus resourcing for the ECC in response. Also, that's leading into quite a bit of work across our marae and how those relationships work with marae in response. Last couple of items just in that quarterly report, just note the financial, the one everybody loves, the financial report so far for this quarter is tracking well operationally with a slight surplus of 29,207. But I do note that, and I don't know if I note that in that report, that it actually excludes that capital loan deficit that we have that we're funding. So that's been the issue in the last few financial years. Gets to the end of the year and all of a sudden there's a lump sum added for capital loan, which always puts us in that deficit. So operationally tracking well, needs to kind of keep tracking well to hopefully offset that capital capex loan. With that, in the previous KEG to this meeting, we talked about tabling some options paper to the February-March KEG Joint Committee on how we deal with that deficit and that loan repayment. The loan repayment stems back all the way to 2018, the first KEG paper that was presented for a Discovery Fund, and then 2020 when the 850,000 was approved at that KEG Joint Committee for the building renovations. So a little near on about $1 million worth of building renovations in total that was spent, which has caused us the pain over the last few years. Otherwise, just quickly to close off, and I just had a quick conversation with Sven and Gareth, just letting you know that one of my staff has resigned to do her OE. She'll be leaving us in January. That's Renee Cameron Bennett, and we're looking to replace her at some point in the new year. Otherwise, happy to take any questions on the quarterly report.
Thank you, Todd. Do you know what if the interest rate on that loan has been coming down?
Sits somewhere about 4.5% to 5%.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, perhaps that'll be good. Any questions from anyone? Max?
Yes, I might have had one around the line. Would it be the...
Max, can you put your microphone on? Thank you.
Ours is automated. No, it's not. Is that something that can be worked through, that CapEx loan, do you think?
At the moment, I think we've got about 4 different options to present. Just working with the finance team at MPDC, how we resolve that, whether we look at shortening it to clear it off, or continue but add budget, or wipe it out some way with one-off payments. So a couple of different options. We still need that CapEx ability to loan, because we buy all the computers for all the councils, for the EOCs, the vehicle replacements, and we've got a roof that'll go under that in 2030, I think, for the main building that wasn't done in a renovation. So there's always going to be a need for it, but it's how we manage the debt going forward, I guess, or get it to a manageable level, really. What is it at the moment, Todd? It's 850 a CapEx loan, but because with the deficit the last few years, we've got that reserves deficit of 200 and something, so it's about $1 million all up.
So your annual repayment looks like?
At the moment, it's about 140 odd thousand with 50,000 of interest. So it's 200,000 all up if you take the interest roughly, give or take. And I've redone some of the stuff I'll present in February. I've redone the outlook for the next 10 years, just to move some of those big ticket items like laptops, try and extend life, or vehicles and stuff. So that if we are reborrowing again a capital loan, we just push the envelope a little bit further out to balance those repayments. And as you know, that's done on its life cycle. So the building life cycle, that's why we've always got it there, because it's over 20-something years, I think. So.
I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. I've just got a question and a comment. On page 22 in the financials, just under the personnel costs there, sick leave, there's zero budget, but 10,400 been spent in this quarter, and other leave below it is just on 4,000, again with no budget. Are those two numbers sort of higher than expected, or was there some circumstance that it gave rise to those, or what's happening?
I actually don't know how that leaves. There's no budget item. It's been a question of mine as well. We don't budget for certain things around the wages and salary and the annual leave, the training time. But I can't tell you why we've got no sick leave budget. I leave that to the payroll professionals to work out in their wizardry. I know my total figure. There's been, I guess this year has been a few incidents where we've had quite a few staff off. One stage was about half the team went down. But yeah, that's probably about it.
Yeah, I mean, the concern that it raises if you're sort of 14 or 15,000 above budget, which is zero, in this quarter, if you take that through a whole year, if that was to be the case, you'd end up with quite a substantial overrun there.
Yeah, I would imagine it should be a percentage of the total salary package, so the person's salary, and there should be a percentage of sick leave. Yeah. But happy to take those questions away and ask the payroll team how they work that out.
Yeah, if you could, thank you, that would be good.
Me.
And just the other, this is just an observation, I think, going back to page 18, just makes a comment there on the website and social media, or the use of social media, and it highlights a weather event and the fact that it had 163,000 views, which is pretty remarkable. And I just wondered, given the misinformation that's out there these days on all sorts of things, how this would suggest that we are clearly seen as a source of truth. How much do we kind of emphasise that in our promotional material and preparedness material, where we say to people, you know, if you really want to understand what's happening, this is where you should be looking?
Yeah, great question. And I can say that since we did the website and having that Mark Comms person I've got now, Olivia, our engagement through website and through the social media has gone through the roof a little bit. We've found ourselves having to be more prominent on social media, given the other sites and pages that are out there that are putting slightly tainted views on the world. So before we would have probably not had that much, but we're finding we have to be more proactive. Even we did one yesterday for the watches. Normally, you know, we didn't think much of the weather, but we're having to be more and more. So I'm just about to sign off a summer campaign for what we want to do, and we are being proactive on that around a myth around sandbags as well. So we're trying to dispel myths, promote ourselves to community groups as the single source of truth. Most of our partner agencies like FENS, police, you know, some of the other community groups like to share our posts because we are seen as that. We don't necessarily go out and say, you know, we're gospel, but we definitely try and market ourselves in that way without saying it.
Yeah.
I hope you are.
But I think even those thunderstorms yesterday morning were significant enough to have people talking about them all day.
Yeah.
And so I think it's, you know, it's wise just to say something on those sort of, because there was other stuff on the internet and on Facebook and stuff as well.
That's good. I just want to make sure that we're aware that that's how the public perceive civil defence. We need to make sure we utilise that.
Yeah, it's
good perception.
It is, and we, I mean, that part of that capital loan is the website. You know, we spent $115,000 on that website, if you might remember, down from the, sort of read down, but having that new site, the traffic that we get through it now has been really, really good, and we're constantly reviewing that material to make sure, you know, we're keeping up with the pace of the thirst of knowledge out there from community groups at the moment, or for community people. And
look, I'm no expert, but I would hazard against that with warm ocean temperatures everywhere, there's going to be one hell of a summer. And plenty of cyclones. What do you reckon, Todd?
Yes, I will agree. The water temperature is beautiful at the moment, but it does raise concerns around how the cyclones track further south of the warm weather. So yeah, I think we're in for an interesting time. Not many people realise we are in cyclone season now already. It's started. We're seeing stuff develop above Aussie already. So it's only a matter of time before we get something down coming towards New Zealand.
Very good.
Chair, page 20, just at the top there under personnel. Well done to you guys, recognised nationally for a high-performing team. So take that back to the team, Todd, please. That's very good from here, because you know, to think that I think we do, and Taranaki lead in a lot of ways. So obviously you guys are doing very well nationally in this platform.
Thank you. Yeah, it's difficult because I've got national agencies now wanting staff to sit on certain things, and being a small team, you've got to play that balance of actually how much time you give nationally to solve issues, or keep locally. But yeah, I will probably mention a couple of people there why I've got the opportunity. Is Craig Campbell-Smart doing an amazing job nationally with the Reassurance Group and recovery stuff, leaving a lot of space there. Plus Valerie Defoe in the GIS, working on national GIS solutions, and as well as Livia Connolly in who's the comms marketing, doing that PIM, actually writing and setting guides how we should be operating nationally. So yeah, pretty stoked to have that kind of strength in that team. So yeah.
Craig came across from NPDC.
Yeah, so Craig was the old group manager, so he came across from NPDC, and then is now one of the staff and leads our sort of, his role title was Senior Projects Advisor.
Just one other thing, page 9 of the, page 9 of the agenda, page 1 of the report, under discussion, point 6 is currently TMO has a net result of 29,000. Given some of the way that the P&L is done, I wondered whether that was a net positive or negative.
That's surplus.
It is surplus, because then further on in your report, on page 14, it clearly states that it's surplus.
Yeah.
To put it right, because we do still have in the financials, which I know I've mentioned before.
Yeah.
That's
been
a statement of financial position and not a profit and loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has been discussed at NPDC finance team, and they've got a new finance person starting soon, so we'll leave it there.
There may be change afoot. Okay.
Who knows?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Note for the record, it's not change, it's evolution.
Thanks, Max.
All right, anything else from anyone else? Appears there isn't. There's only one recommendation there. It is on
move.
page 9. Thank you very much. Seconder. Thanks, Max. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? There are none. Okay, moving on to page 27, the adoption of the CDM Group Annual Plan 25-26. Todd.
Thank you. So this is just a new look of our annual plan. Now, I know it's December, and this is for the financial year. We did hold off on this annual plan because we were working on that group plan, and obviously there's got to be some alignment of our annual work program to that group plan. So a new look and feel. To be honest, similar work streams, maybe slightly worded differently, targeted to different objectives and stuff that we have in the group plan. In general, most of this work we're already doing, and some of the work actually I read before we're probably close to completing, which is always nice for the year. So that's probably an approval for 3-4 months before we present you the new annual plan for the next financial year, probably in March.
Got it? Any questions? Yep.
Just one, there's a table in there, it's on page, say 49 of the agenda. And the first 3 columns, primary, secondary and tertiary, and then I've got some numbers underneath them. What do those numbers actually mean?
Yeah, so they refer to our group plan. So you'll see above that table on 48, there's numbers 1 to 5. And then down in the appendix, we have our identified priorities in our group plan. So they're the primary objectives. And then it works down into the secondary is how it relates to secondary objectives. So most of our objectives across the 4Rs at some stage intertwined. So the primary one that's the primary objective. So in primary it says 5/2, so that's number 5 under the group plan, and it's number 2 in this, which is embed recovery across reduction, readiness, response to deliver outcomes for the community. And then in the secondary, it'll relate to a secondary objective and a secondary work on an objective in the group plan. So we've actually kind of tried to identify where they fit across multiple sections, which is multiple across whether it's readiness, response, recovery or reduction. So they sort of all work together. So rather than just saying it relates to this objective and leave out the other ones, we've put it across all of them. So some of them have numbers across 3, some of them have numbers only across 1.
Not sure if I understand, but you've given me the confidence that you understand. And probably all counts.
So primary is the main thing that it aligns to, which is the group plan and then the work item under it, or the objective in the annual plan. The secondary is that it's relating secondary to another objective related in the group plan, because a lot of the activities relate to multiple things across 4Rs basically. They just don't relate to 1R. Reduction and recovery go together. Readiness and response go together. So just the way we've written it this year, that was the easiest way to do it. For previous years, we kind of haven't. We've just kept it singular.
Sounds convincing, Todd.
Car salesman.
Maths teacher.
Really glad I asked.
Not a maths teacher. You've confused all your students.
Yeah.
Nobody understands anything,
That's good.
and you're going to fail the test. Anything else? Max, you got something there?
No, I'm all see.
Yeah,
Very good. Okay.
I'll make it clearer next time.
That's okay. Recommendations are there on page 27. So we're receiving the memorandum. We're noting the contents of the annual plan. We're approving your annual plan for 25 to 26. And noting that the paper identifies options to address 24-25 group deficit as the next key and joint committee meeting. Could I have a mover, please? Thank you, Max. Either. Who got there first?
Neil.
Neil. It's quick. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? There are none. That's it. There was no general business or anything like that. We have a karakia to close the meeting and a karakia for Kai. No Kai?
Budget cuts to pay my CapEx loan.
What? The rates cap.
So not make the fun.
No, you didn't. Well, I don't know what. Apologies. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Lunch at the cafe down the road. Karakia to close. Kia ora.
Aha ora, aha ka, aha mai, ki runga ki raro, ki roto ki waho, riri ho, ai.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Right, so what do we have next? Mayor forum or something?